Hello everybody, this is Fuzzfinger and welcome back to Sonic Generations 3DS, our Let's Play. And we'll go straight ahead today with the next boss gate, which as before has two bosses. The first is a race. If you remember previously we raced against Metal Sonic. Now we're up against Shadow. Shadow of course we were first introduced to way back in Sonic Adventure 2. And we are racing against him, or duelling against him, in Radical Highway, I believe it is. By the looks of it, we did Metal Sonic in Casino Night. Why that was, I have no idea. We've never fought Metal Sonic in Casino Night previously, but there you have it. This fight is a little bit tricky. I don't mean to say fight, I meant to say race or whatever. It's a little bit trickier than the Metal Sonic one. My little tip for you, if you're struggling on this, is if you see Shadow approaching, then jump so that he can go past you. Otherwise, he's just going to hit you and you're going to lose all your rings. Do not try and attack him while he's coming from behind. Wait until he's finished his boost before you hit him. Other than that, just try not to miss the springboards, use your target lock, etc, etc, just the usual stuff. And either way, it's probably going to be a close call. At the moment, Shadow's a little bit of a ways behind me, but no doubt he will catch up at some point before the end. Try and save your... Oh, look, there we go at the end anyway, so that wasn't too bad. I was going to say, try and save your boost gauge until you need it when you've got no momentum. Don't just spam it for the sake of it. But that's the Shadow race, and not too bad at all. We did that on our first attempt. But as I mentioned, there are, of course, two encounters. And the second is a fully fledged boss fight. And the second boss is the Biolizard, quite a famous boss from Sonic Adventure 2. Just like Shadow before him, except this was the final boss of the game. It's not here, but it's still a little bit tricky, and it might take you a couple of attempts in order to get it right. Basically, you want to stay away from his head and his tail while he's moving around, which you can do with the boost. And once he's finished his move, then you just need to charge into him with your boost into his head, and that automatically takes you on the top, where you can then use your target lock to take a life point off him. As is usual with all the bosses in Sonic, he has 8 lives to delete, so to speak, so that's one for us already. And he can move either way, and I got a little bit confused then about what he was doing, which is why I lost my rings, but it turns out he's moving the same way again. And he's moving back now, so. And once again, we'll get like the massive target thing appear on his bonce, and you can just charge straight at that, as I did, and hit him again. It's really that simple. The mechanics aren't too complicated. It does have a few extra moves though, which you'll see, which you do need to watch out for, but otherwise it's not really a complicated fight, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I did this on my first go, and I think this is only my second go as well, so. Just dodge these balls of lightning by jumping over them and hiding under them. He also does them from his head as well, although you have to duck the ones that go above you. You can't just stand there, as I tried to do just then. So we're starting to pee him off just a little bit now, I think. So we just need to have our wits about us. We don't really want to be on the receiving end of a big 50-ton crashing down giant Biolizard tail. And jump over that one, and this is where you'll need to duck. When he shoots them from his tail, though, you don't need to duck. Confusing, yeah, but there you have it. And now we get something even more special to do. So there's these weird bio bubbles around, and you can just target lock them to climb up to the weak spot and hit it once again. It's basically a free hit. And then we're back into the same old routine once again. Trying not to get hit by the tail. I really like this boss fight, although It's a little bit long-winded, but there's so much to do in between each time you can attack him, but which can be a bit frustrating if you've only got, say, one hit to go on him and you die. But otherwise, it's quite a good boss, to be honest. So we've got 2 more hits to go in order to kill him. The first is fairly simple once again, just climb up these bubbles in order to reach his weak spot. There we go, job done. And now for the last hit, we do have to do something a little bit different. And you'll probably want rings for this. You need to weave your way through this path of bubbles. You're automatically floating. And just to annoy you, there are bubbles that appear and disappear randomly. If you touch them, you lose your rings, as I did there. And you don't really want to die on this bit, since you'll have to start the whole fight over again. And then once you reach the weak spot, you can use your target lock, and that's the end. And with that boss down, that brings us to the end of the episode. So we'll carry on next time with another level. But until then, I've been Fuzzfinger. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.